Yo, what is up, guys? We are back with another video. It's myself, Wrestle Drop, and we got... I don't even know what to call him anymore. he's sometimes he's here, sometimes he's not here. But we got Beanie Boy. He's made an appearance, so treasure this video because you might never see him again.
I'll be waiting for the invoice.
The invoice.
That Roman Reigns schedule, bro.
Oh yeah. Hey, you came back to work before he did, so
hey, bro. Bro.
That says a lot. That says a lot. So, we got a topic we want to talk today. It might ruffle a few feathers. Some people are like diehards for this faction, and then there's other people who just couldn't care less. We're talking about the Wyatt Sicks, and are they working in WWE right now? That's the question we have. I don't know, man. I don't know. Something about this whole faction just is not working at all. I don't know what you think.
Look, I think... Okay, to answer your question, no, it's not. It's not. It's not. We tried. Look, I think it's got great members as individuals. And I think they could be doing so much more if they were to be apart. Maybe keep a tag team. Maybe keep Dexter Lumis and like Joe Gacy. That's solid.
I don't know about that. After the matches they had.
Look, I'm saying this because these are two guys that, if you remember their work in NXT, you know they can move.
Sure.
Especially Joe Gacy.
Joe Gacy has potential. I agree.
Yeah,
Joe Gacy's
got serious potential. And Dexter Lumis hasn't really been given an opportunity, if we're being honest.
I guess so, but he's kind of just one-dimensional at the same time as well.
That's true, but he's always had the same character, so I think you rule him off as one-dimensional because of that. But if you were to reinvent him or reinvent a tag team around those two, maybe. And I'm not saying it's a guaranteed formula, but maybe.
Moving away from the whole Wyatt Sicks thing.
Yeah.
Like their own whole new...
Yeah, call them the Backstreet Boys. Like
I want to see that now. I want to see that now.
Completely different with them, you know? Because, I mean, their characters are good for the Wyatt Sicks, but the Wyatt Sicks as a group isn't working. So just scrap that. Then you get someone like Eric Rowan, who we know is good. We know Eric Rowan, whether you put him in a tag team or in a singles division.
He can fill a role.
Exactly.
He can fill a role. Yeah.
He's a big guy that WWE lacks at the moment.
True.
So give him a platform. And then we have Sister Abigail, Nikki Cross, whatever you want to call her. She's been through so many changes. She's been through
Nikki
so many
ASH, bro. Superhero
ASH is the worst of them all. Whatever you do,
that's the one that got her a world title.
Facts. That's another thing. Like, they have something, and if they want... That's the thing about WWE that annoys me so much. If they really want something to work, they make it work. Like, if
they shove it down your throat till it works.
Till it works. Till you're like, okay.
But yes.
Big pause.
Big pause.
But like, if it's something that they want you to, you know, have on your screen, you're going to have it on your screen.
You're gonna, yes.
And they could make R-Truth WWE champion now because they want that to happen. And it's something that we can't even think of at the moment because that's
I hear you.
And then we have, and I think it's unfortunate because this whole group was for him. But Bo Dallas, man. I think Bo Dallas is the best person in that group, but not for the group.
And not as Uncle Howdy. This Uncle Howdy thing is not for him. His best work as Uncle Howdy was that stuff he did where it was like if I remember correctly, it was like a conversation between him, Bo Dallas, and between Uncle Howdy.
Yeah, those vignettes.
When he was as Bo Dallas, was like the best work that he was putting out there. He can still be spooky. He can still have that element to him, like obviously Bray Wyatt had and all of that sort of stuff. But be Bo Dallas, be yourself.
I was about to say that you don't need to... If you want to keep Bray's legacy through Bo Dallas, then you can do that.
Yes.
But not as Uncle Howdy, because this Uncle Howdy stuff is not working. Like, a lot of this stuff...
It limits him.
Exactly.
It limits him so much.
Exactly. And this was a Bray Wyatt idea. This was a Bray... And unfortunately, it's not going to work without him.
Yeah. That's
not
true.
going to work with, and I think that's the sad realization we need to come to, because most of the people who are Wyatt Six fans are actually Bray Wyatt fans. And anything,
That is a big thing, and I think they are loyalists to the idea and
yes,
not really seeing this faction for what it is right
they're not
now.
seeing past the product, and
No,
what we have is the product.
yeah,
Like they're seeing Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt, as great as he is, and as great as this would have been with his presence, he's not there, and it's not
yeah,
working. It's not work. So I think if you're going to do something with the Wyatt Six, scrap it.
I agree. I agree.
Scrap
There's
it.
no room for it, and the booking problems for me start when you pair them up or you have feuds for them against members of like two people or like
Yeah,
against a bunch of tag teams that don't want to team together. They should be going against other factions of some sort.
exactly.
Have that faction warfare, have those 6-man tags, have those whatever tags. Not come in and just take the whole tag team division. Like,
And I
yeah,
think my problem is that factions are dying in WWE. Like there are factions, but they're only factions by name. Like nobody is moving as a faction anymore. We are past the days
that's
of
true.
the Shield,
Yeah,
where if you saw Dean Ambrose, you knew that Seth and Roman are going to jump in. Like
yeah.
now it's you have a
Judgment Day's
faction,
beefing each other. They're
bro.
not even a real faction anymore.
You have a faction, but in the faction you have a tag team and you have three under other
There's sub
individual.
factions within the factions,
Ah,
and like in Judgment Day, there's Finn, JD, and yeah, that's it now because
yeah,
Carlito got
because
bombed.
Carlito's gone.
But they're like a sub faction. Then it
Yeah,
was Dom, Liv, and
and
Raquel. They were a
Raquel.
sub faction, and
And it
just
just doesn't work.
yeah,
It really doesn't. And I think that's the same problem that this faction is facing. Also, if you're trying to give them weight, if you're trying to make them reputable, don't put them in matches that they're going to lose. And
that
I'm
too.
speaking about this because of the match they put them in on SmackDown. You were just saying you haven't watched that match. You didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
Um, why would you put them against the tag team champions if you have no intentions of making them the tag team champions?
Why
Like
would you bury the rest of the division
just
and
for people
then
to go and lose
just to
to the
lose?
what?
If they beat the rest of the division, then beat Montez Ford and Angelo
Yeah,
Dawkins,
they
got
work
the
their way up.
titles. They worked their way up. They got the titles. Then those people that they buried, they didn't bury them, but they beat them earlier on.
Yeah,
Then have a reason to now go and challenge them.
exactly. Because now there's story.
Exactly.
You can't build story on the fly. Like story needs to build up for us to care. And I think that's WWE has another problem, which is probably another video by itself. But WWE is struggling with tag teams.
Oh, for sure.
WWE is having their worst time, and it's a Triple H problem because Triple H has always struggled with tag teams.
Yeah.
I don't get what they on SmackDown, the same SmackDown that we're talking about. Andrade and Ray Phoenix beat DIY clean. Like, what are
But
we doing?
you were and they were on a good run with the SmackDown tag team division leading
They,
up to the TLC match. They were
oh,
on such a good run with that tag team division leading up to that TLC match. Then they had that banger TLC match, that 5-star
and then Triple H
banger
is like,
match,
that's me
and
for the
then
year.
yeah, then he was like, you know what, I made them happy. Now just go do whatever you want for the rest.
Oh, it's horrible,
And
bro.
in the Raw division,
Oh
we got
no. From their champions going down. It's horrible. It's the
I don't even
worst.
know who else I can name besides the champions, Eric and Ivar, and then what, Finn and JD.
Finn and JD, you've got Alpha
No,
Academy,
no, no, no.
you've got the
That's not one.
Creeds. No, I'm
Oh,
just saying that
The
those are
Creeds. Yeah,
those
they
are
should
the
be the
tag
champions.
teams
They should be
on
the
that brand.
champions.
Oh, it's so sad. But back to the Wyatts, man. I think if you were to give them their own characters, none of them even have the surname Wyatt. Like, why? It's so frustrating that there's so many things that's wrong with that faction,
And you know
when
what?
it could be solved by just keeping.
Think back to their debut. Okay,
Yeah,
they took out everybody.
yeah,
I wasn't a big fan of it because I thought it was overly dramatic.
yeah. It
Chad
was a
Gable
bit
got shot in
humor.
the head. Um, there was too much going on there, but there was hype, and then it just dwindled away because they took too long to really capitalize on anything. And you know, when last have we seen? I know he was injured, but how many Uncle Howdy matches have we had?
How many? Like two, one.
Yeah, probably. And I can't name a singles match. They were probably 6-man tags or something.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a
And
problem. How do
he's
you
the
get
leader
behind
of the
someone who
group.
doesn't wrestle?
Hey man, it's frustrating, honestly. And there'd be none of this pressure for them to be, I don't know, stars if they were individuals. Like they'd probably get lost in the shuffle, as many of them do. But like we wouldn't be pressuring them so much to perform. Like if Bo Dallas, for example, was injured like he was, and he came back, we wouldn't be putting pressure on him to like win a
No,
title.
agreed.
We just want him on screen, which we're already failing at with
Although
perfection.
he's someone that could be a great addition to the US tag title division. I mean the US title
100%.
division. Great addition, like,
100%.
but he's too
Bo
involved in this
Dallas
faction.
versus Dominic Mysterio would be a watch, bro.
Yeah, like he's a good. Well, he was a good worker. I can't even say he's a good
Yeah, now
worker
we
now
don't know
because
for
we
sure.
don't know. But he
Yeah.
was a really good worker back in the day. I don't know, man. This faction is just not working. They don't get the time needed to develop any of their characters
They
besides
need to
little
scrap it.
vignettes.
They need to scrap it. Because honestly speaking, now we're getting factions that were just formed but are doing already better. And that goes with the star power. I mean, you're not going to put Bo Dallas on screen over Seth Rollins and his faction. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So this faction business, man, they need to rework it. But in terms of the Wyatts, they need to go.
I know it's a different topic, but even that Seth Rollins faction, something's missing there as well.
There is
There's a
something
lot missing
I
there.
don't even know what it
It's
is.
not clicking.
I can't name it. And I think once, if the plan is for Seth to win the title, which is probably going to be the case, it's going to suffer even more.
Yeah,
Because then Braun, not Braun, Braun
Braun and
Breaker.
Bronson.
Yeah, Braun Breaker, who can have a singles run that can feed families, is probably just going to be relegated to like a bodyguard. And the
Yeah,
same goes for
it's
Bronson Reed, who had an amazing come up before that War Games match. Then he got injured. So, yeah, man,
factions are sticky
it's a
business, man.
problem. It's a problem.
It's a problem. You gotta, yeah. Back in the day, factions worked when you had underneath guys with a top
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Braun Breaker should have just been paid with Paul Heyman on his own,
Facts. And we call it a day.
and we call it a day.
And we call it a
But, yeah.
day.
But then again, you have like the Wyatt Sicks. You just have underneath guys. That's the other
Yeah,
problem.
there is no one who stands out. I mean, Bo Dallas in ring is the best one there. But like,
But he was also with the B team back in the day,
man,
so he's not.
beat him, go, 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 bro.
He's not, he's not at that level. So how
He
can
was
you take
part
him
of the
serious?
Mist Garage. Like,
That was a thing, eh?
yeah, yeah. It's man, yeah.
Okay,
Man.
so we've came to the conclusion that just scrap it.
Yeah, I
That's
think
really
the
harsh,
best
but
thing.
it's the truth. People aren't
the
gonna
truth.
like it, but it's the truth.
They need to be
Okay.
honest. They need to be honest with themselves, bro. It's not working.
Yeah,
It's
but
not working.
that's the Bray Wyatt loyalty, which I can understand, but just watch the product as well.
It does. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not being showcased well. It's actually diminishing his legacy.
I agree. I agree. So with that being said, scrap the whole thing, and yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.